Hello everyone, welcome to a Hare over here. I'm Hare. Today we are at it again. The other week I was doing an Azorius Super Friends control deck. This week is like, I'm gonna change it up. Normally I am not a control player at all. I'm at most a mid range or tempo to I'm on the mid range end of things, if not outright aggro. Today I changed up the this is again a Azorius Control, but taking hints from some of the Azorius, the Super Friends, by having the three Shalais. The Shalais might seem weird in this deck, but they are. Let's look at the stats for a moment. Huh, weird. No creatures in the main board at all. So it's one of those situations of uh, I can consistently trigger Shalai's Creator Salvo triggers. But okay, control decks. Like you need controls in the options, so it's like this is the payoff for playing a control deck. Almost everything else makes sense in conjunction with that. You have the counter spells of normal lies, three of them, four Dovin vetoes, uh, which I may want to do 4 and 3, but I chose this mostly because this can become a little bit more useless in the late game, but it can hit a whole lot more than the Oven. But this is for the uh, uh, reverse play against other control decks. Uh, Counterspell, it's counterspell, and uh, 4 absorbs. I may want to try disallow, but the gain life is more important for me. Then it's the actual removal thing, if in case anything sticks. 3 Path to Exiles, 4 odds, 4 Swords to Plowshares, and 3 Wrath of Gods. While I'm doing 3 and 4, nothing should be hitting the field, kind of thing. So, to help back it up, to Fairy to help make sure that I can get all my instances back up with the +1, and just refilling the hand with the +1, plus the bounce back. Another reason why I'm not really all that worried with the 3 and 4. And the -8, the ultimate, can be useful. Having done too many games, but I'm almost never planning to get that -8 unless I'm in a winning position, but most people give up before then. And 4 treasure crews, obvious, recycle the entire deck. Now, solely relying on the Salvo tokens for Shalai um, may not always be the best position. Definitely, if I have to rely on my opponent casting spells. So I have Hall of the Storm Giants mostly here as that late game beater. For and most of the rest of the lands make sense. Snow-covered plains, along with an island and snow-covered island, mostly for the blood moons. But we haven't faced too many of those recently. Then we have the appropriate duels, Deserted Beach, Hollowed Fountain, and much and the archive, with the appropriate fetches of Flooded Strand, Misty Rainforest, 4 Flooded, 2 Misty Rainforest, 1 Windswept Heath. Might want to consider uh, changing the Heath into the Rainforest, but randomly being able to fetch that random Ains can be useful. And here's the thing, I'm also including 2 Mystic Sanctuaries. I could try to bump this up to 4, but it can be a risky play, but it's also can conflict with the treasures cruise. So I'm somewhat happy with 2, though might want to consider 3. Most of the sideboard, just in case kind of things, 2 disenchants. If in a best of 3, this is for like the ball, the goblin bar challenges. This isn't timeless, so it's the opalescence and whatnot. So, memory lapse, more counter magic in case I need it. Thing in dice. It's another Wrath of God, somewhat that gives me a 7/8. Also, and the Meek Stone for like I'm still slightly doing the Super Friends through the sideboard, plus the Might Stone and Weak Stone actually can have its uses. Yes, Orza itself, Orza Lord Protector, can be somewhat useful with that reducing effect, but most of my spells don't actually require that reduction. I might want to consider Teferi Time Ravel on the main, but I'm unsure at the moment. And then I had 2 Orza Lord Protectors and 2 the Might Stone and Weak Stone. One Dovin Barn, that -1 is great. +1 is great in case I can't really wipe the field, and the -1 is great. No, if I can get to the ultimate, better. But again, the deck is not exactly equipped to be a super fans as it was prior. And then Narset, yeah, it's the +1 and the +1 and the ultimate that's gonna be really great. +1, it's look at the top of the library. If it's a non-creature, non-land, reveal it, put it to the hand. Oh look, except for the 26 lands, I can fetch the entire rest of the deck with a +1. The rebound, the -2 is not always useful unless I'm chaining into Treasure Cruise, but the -9 is always going to be useful. Just like, yep, uh, depending on the matchup, absolutely great. And Teferi's Time Pilgrim, the zeal of drawing a card is great. The -2 can be great protection and be another beetle if I need it. And the -12 is an absolute great board wipe. But yeah, that is most of the main deck. It's your classical control deck, Azorius Control, um, with the side deck really just being going into the options of being a Super Friends or having more Super Friends options. Could I have modified the deck a little bit? The Super Friend aspect, yes, but I think just doing this is slightly better. So, but we're actually jumping into the first game, so let's jump into it. Okay, so this isn't the best, but I think I can actually make this work. Yeah, I don't have any control magic at the moment, but this is mostly and yeah, the Dolphin's veto is gonna be a little weird depending on what they force cast, but so crack the Flooded Strand, go into the Archive, Surveil. I'm gonna toss the Plains. It might seem a tad bit odd, but I think I can make it walk. And if it isn't obvious, this is a best of one at the moment. Yeah, I'm gonna be fine with. I'm not 100% sure what they are exactly doing at the moment, but what? They're playing a Simic deck, but what in the world are they playing? I would have thought like Omniscience or something, but clearly not at the moment. I'm gonna do another archive. Keep the counter spell. Play the Deserted Beach. Yeah, pass the turn there. Yeah. Then I'm gonna Swords it. I want to keep up the mana for the counter magic as they're going into their turn. Are they playing Simic Flash? Nick, I remember Standard. Granted, Standard a while ago had like a Simic Flash, but that was Counterspell. I'm gonna do the Counterspell now. I might regret it here, but they do make a paparazzi style deck? Like a Simic Flash? Because that's what it seems to be at the moment, but okay. Why I was holding on to this is so I could potentially recover something, but I'm gonna pass for now. And I'm not gonna cast Treasure Cruise because I didn't have the land support. And this is why like Mystic Sanctuary and Treasure Cruise is somewhat conflicting, but I was hoping to get maybe the Sanctuary. Keep the Treasure Cruise. What is going on in... Granted, it's somewhat obvious that I'm a... No more lies. Counter that. Yeah, I'm out of lands at the moment. Right out doing my end stuff, so... Okay. Here. Goodbye to my entire graveyard for Treasure Cruise. Hollowed Fountain. Yeah, I'm gonna play the 2 life here and the taunt. Okay. Yeah, I had a hand of do nothings at the moment, but clearly I was countering the necessary stuff at that point. But this is why I was somewhat unsure about the Dovin veto in the hand having fall, because in creature heavier decks, uh, it can be a risk that you have to do, and definitely if you're doing a best of one, it, you can switch it up with the sideboard to more reflected. Obviously, I built my sideboard to reflect more of me, but which is getting out more bigger stuff. But okay, now this is a can that is like it's no way it's I'm keeping. This is a. I'm gonna say goodbye to the veto. Okay, this is gonna be a risky game that I am actually seeing. Potential combo based deck. The Windswept Heath. Yep. I'm gonna do the snow covered because, and this is a risk of playing so few lands against decks that play the Field of Ruins. I'm gonna play the Archive and spare one. Keep that for now, so I can start making sure that I can hit the double spells going forward. Allow them to dig for their options at the moment. Then, was that? Yeah, that was an Avalon's Epiphany. Resorted Beach. Island. Play the Archive. Keep the Shalai so I can do some amount of start getting into the salvos. Counterspell that. Resolve. And counter the manager. Yeah, I realize I'm playing one of like a deck style that no one is really liking a whole lot. That is including myself. I am not the biggest fan of control stuff. But let's get into one more game. There's a lot you can do with this deck. Obviously, I've shown link down below for the actual Azorius Super Friends, but with this video and that the Super Friends, I'm showing two variations that you can do. A more traditional, like slow, with that one being slightly more aggressive. Like I would have to keep drawing into stuff, and okay, I think I can make this walk goodbye to the that. I'm gonna do the Okay, I'm gonna be happy with this. Keep up a pretense of what I'm doing. My tone, not my tone yet. Crack the flooded for the archive. Keep the sword because this is clearly going to be I might be facing down a more aggressive deck. Yeah, resolve that. Goodbye that. Back the flooded. Yeah, have the archive. Keep the disordered out. Okay, that was like, for me that is an obvious key, snap key. Normalize. Force them to use someone. Yeah, because it's like I need. And this is why. Yeah, I counterspelled the wrong thing.
You've never seen anything like this.
So yeah, I will admit they were baiting out what they did. Let's do the swords. Take action. Put that back on top. Okay. Yeah. Granted, I should have saved the counter spell for the that one artifact because that can be an issue. Um, but why I have disenchanted the sideboard mostly. But yeah, go down to the description. You'll actively see my description for to the Azorius Superfan Control deck, which uh, played on some of the ideas that I was having here. Not as much as this, but I realized as a pure Azorius Control, no one really has fun playing against the deck. But yeah, as always, folks, I'll see you around and keep it happening.